Hi, you've joined Melissa Smith with the Effective Communications class. This is my second assignment for the post on YouTube, and the public service in which I chose was the Felons for Hire. There is a bit of personal interest in this. Recently, I had a friend who was a convicted felon who I am currently helping look for a job, and we found out some cool and different projects and things like that that he's able to get into. Um, the specific purpose is basically for this assignment is to increase the encouragement to any ex-convict, the ability to find work and protection of discriminated is supported by the Second Chance Act signed by Obama in 2008. And basically my thesis is the Second Chance Bill helps connect and stabilize people who have been let out of jail, housing, jobs, placement, implement the irony of this proposal, currently 60 plus percent experience recidivism in the United States. And basically, what that means is there's a turnover rate for felons um, who are let out of jail, and it means that like more than 50% end up going back to jail due to not being able to find places of employment and feeling insecure in the social aspect. Do any of you know of anyone who has currently got out of jail? You don't have to mention any names, just do you know of anyone? Okay, well, yeah, according to statistics as of last year, 2.5 million citizens are convicted as convicts and felons. So that's a pretty high rate. Um, the introduction to this is the Felons for Hire is an offender work development that enables former convicts the opportunity to explain their incarceration and while activity being trained for an acceptable position. Basically, that means that maybe like the Felons for Hire, the work enforcement program, it'll initiate different employers that have like insurance on that particular felon, which enables them to work and have a job. After recently having a close friend of mine, as I mentioned before, become a convicted felon, I wanted to do everything I could to help get his life back on track. I felt as a friend I wouldn't allow him to become that 66% recidivism rate. Furthermore, I will show and reveal you the details of the program that I have obtained by helping him. The transition now that I have explained my purpose and addressed the public service of Felons for Hire, I will tell you throughout this world there are several options of how felons can get help through employment. There are 6 major states that focus on this Felons for Hire. Most states do these hire individuals to receive tax breaks for business owners. A proposal was set back in like 1988 for employment not to discriminate employment measure that would require a state appeal to hire. Initially, President Bush had initiated a tax credit in 1996. This act was then reauthorized, this tax credit, throughout 2007. There's no, basically what that means is like within businesses, there's no limit to how many felons they can hire. But what happens is they can get up to, I believe it's $2,000 tax credit that they can claim on their taxes. And so employees need to complete a one-page form by the day job offer is made and file another one-page from within 28 hours of a hiring an eligible employee. So there's a process that they have to go through, and also approval. They just say, oh, we want to hire this felon, et cetera, et cetera. So and that helps prevent embezzlement and company different assaults and things like that within the company. It says rehires are not eligible unless they qualified previously. So let's say that you were working on a job and you got convicted as a felon. It is your obligation to let that employer know. And if it like keeps reoccurring, then you're not eligible for rehire. And the federal bonding program is available to employees who have concerns about hiring qualified but at-risk job applicants. The U.S. Department of Labor issues fidelity bonds, and that was what I was telling you that protects the company through theft, forgery, larceny, and embezzlement of money, and which is covered by the bond. And I'm sorry, I need to correct myself earlier. I think I mentioned it was $2,000. It is $5,000. Community connections help employment for felons, and they browse. What happens is that they get together and they browse through different employers that they feel is most qualified for that felon. They go through. They're assigned a case manager, and they're also assigned like an evaluation to see like where they mentally are, and their transportation, because they don't want to put more stress or discourage that felon that they're trying to help. After researching these programs and dissecting how they work, I find that it's easier to explain and encourage my friend while researching or searching for employment. I realized that as we tried to find employment on our own, as well as through Felons for Hire, he was more understanding as how he got turned down from a company or how he did not get called right away. As for the Felons for Hire program solely, I had to explain to him that it takes time because of the different evaluations as I explained before. And I also found that felons are not eligible for all assistances while trying to find work in some states. It is important to find out exactly what he qualifies for. That way you're not just wasting your time applying for different things. And nevertheless, just to bring about that bad decisions do not make bad people.